Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Live from Fire for Heart, children of God. Don't laugh. Half of California is burning down again. Here we are. I'm gonna try something a little different here today. Oh, I got this story over here, and we're gonna come over here. You guys, I've been so stressed about giving information. Please forgive if there's white hair. Put it in the dryer. It's as if their type of hair, hip and po, it actually starts to adhere to the sweater material more. For some reason, Holmes, his hair was always everywhere, but I don't remember his really sticking to my clothes, but I might have just accepted it too. Pella never really shedded much. It was some kind of crazy crossover breed. I mean, once a year? I have to do a little brush on her? Okay. I kept getting a triangle. I'm like, that's just not going to help anyone. And it's not really going to help anyone anyways, because I got this one rug. Now the dogs think they're supposed to be in the smallest kitchen corner ever. It's a triangle, but I can't say. This was just supposed to be my pointer. All right, so this is for your heart, children of God, and that's you, and that's you, and that's me, and that's me. This is really devastating. When we say Southern California, this map is so bad with the cities. This is so inaccurate. Here's Las Vegas. I mean, maybe. It's in Nevada. I always forget about Nevada. I always want to put Nevada over here, even though I was on the bus. I don't know how many times we go like this. But we usually wouldn't go through here. We'd go through here on the way home on the bus. So I met a lot of gangsters on the way, sometimes, or I'd have to get off the bus. That was like for eons ago. I meet a retard, didn't know at the time, a prostitute up here in 2009. Try to be friends with her. It was impossible, but her son, I've discussed this story. Flukishly, she decides to go with the Mexican, or was she part of the Mexican? This is the route of the human thing. We're going to call it the human thing. And I have to make these videos fast, because if I put too much heart and soul into it, it gets erased. Human trafficking route. I'm not doing that very well. There's several, but if you wanted Nevada, Las Vegas, spring sprouts some out through here, usually cut up through here, but they end up down. Tennessee is another spot where they stopped. They used to stop. There's several drop-offs. It springs out. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. What does this have to do with this burning up and Maui? We'd have to. Okay. Where's Hawaii? Okay, here's Hawaii. Obviously, Hawaii's over here. We'll just say over here, okay? You'd have to go back in your mind, if you can remember any of the sequence of events for those that do this or don't, and then you help those that can't or won't or just aren't able to because of memory and stress issues. Stress affects memory. It can be a number of problems with memory, but stress and trauma are two specifics. We have to tune out to cope, okay? So prior to the Epstein, the girls, I call them the girls, the ones that I hope are still on a mission, if they're all still around, if they can handle it. But I don't know. I think the government just wrenched them too many times with the Epstein thing. Especially letting the chick that had most of the information, letting her go hide out somewhere, but yet we're all surveilled. And the list of people, and just all this postponement. So what does this have to do with LA burning down? How are you tying this in with God? And then I can get accused of just making up a bunch of stuff. Look, I got a triangle. I don't know what that triangle is. I still have Chicago on my mind. Not in a good way, meaning sadness and mourning. Because it's kind of been, have you heard much yet about Chicago? This here, and I was getting the mushroom thing, or did I erase that one where it was like it was blooming out? So the other thing is that you should be praying and asking God for interpretation. I get technically some of the landmarks, sometimes interpretation, but mostly I just get the ideas of the warning and where they may be, not all the time. I don't like to do it, and me and the Lord wrestle with it, but time is short, and he's fed up. He gave a bunch of people time to get out of here. Up here, it's okay, but a lot of maybe the more scary ones might move up in there. But traditionally speaking, the occult is huge in LA. Everyone knows it. It's like, this is like old school. This is so old information. Okay, so God is letting the occult places burn up, or those that are in the occult. This is all evidence related. 5 minutes, too long. I could have did it all in 10, less than 10, but I'm not focusing properly. Maui, evidence. LA, evidence of not only occult, but information, evidence of human exploitation on the highest level. Flights, okay, so remember that's just because it's a map. Hawaii, flights coming in, then come in from any area. They don't even have to they can do the customs here, but illegal flights, the airway is not surveilled properly. The ones that aren't surveilled should be the ones that are surveilled, and the ones that are surveilled are obviously not doing anything wrong. He gave enough people where their brains snapped straight, they got out. A lot went to Texas. Some tried to go up in the more conservative areas. It gets pretty conservative in Texas too, so it's pretty ballsy, right? Always liberals being ballsy. So how come this is generally semi-quiet but not tornadoes and whatnot? Because you're dealing with a lot more of the Amish conservative groups. It doesn't mean they don't deal with their own oppressed abuses, but for some reason a lot more of the disturbing type demons, they don't generally want to go. It's where the occult is strong. Denver, huge. Cali, Las Vegas, Denver. I'm going to miss a bunch. Boop, boop, boop. They might put like a statue. Oh, we've got the Satanists here, Missouri. But you're going to still deal with, there's still large pockets of, we're not going to put up with that type. Okay? And I'm not even saying those people always follow the law. Okay? So they can say they love Jesus on one hand, and they're going to haul off whoever they want to haul off into the backwoods. Now, I don't want to be mean. That's not everyone there. Okay? Let's just not think she's that narrow-minded. So, occult's getting burned up. That sounds horribly disturbing, Heather. Yeah. God gave you time. Ones that got their heads on straight, they got out. How many decades now have people been saying, get out? Now we know that the water was being withheld again, just like the Maui thing. This is all to burn up evidence of the trafficking problem. The whole country is run on it. Now I can't do this anymore. I don't get the triangle, Lord. Please help me. I don't know. I mean, we can't say it's a traditional triangle. If we got this is burning up. I'm getting Chicago heavily. I don't know what is wrong. Transport. Michigan is huge. This is where they would dump. It's kind of like the end of the road trip. End of the trail. Not kidding. This is the dirty work business up here. They got to get it up over the bridges. When all this started to come out through other people that are more qualified than me, the shutdown happened. Apparently this is the best transport. It's the most swift. Plus, it has something to do with they got to stop still in the main occult areas for the transports. This isn't rocket science. It's the blood. So now God has already warned out in here, but most of this was just, I'm thinking just humble people that have lived in generations. Now we got the land grab, resource grab, crystal, the one thing that it's called. Texas is full of stuff. Why is Trump making these jokes about renaming stuff? We are Mexico. Might as well just call Florida Mexico now. Just call it Mexico. Just go like this. And this. What kind of teacher were you? What kind of roller skating teacher were you, Heather? Actually, I was pretty sweet. It was when the kids started to get rotten, and it's not a schoolroom, so you can't really, like, you know, say, hey, you're going to sit in that chair then through lunch and eat your lunch in here with me. No, I wouldn't have been, like, always fun and games. I would have been like, we're going to take this serious, we're going to get something up in the brain of yours, and then if you're going to continue to be disrespectful, you just mess with the wrong fun teacher. So with the fun you mess with the wrong teacher, because we would have had fun, but you had to fuck it all up for everyone. That's the kind of teacher I am. So he gave you time. He gave you time to clean it up, leave the kids alone, get this transgender thing under control. You wouldn't listen. You wouldn't listen. Every darn one of the girls or whatever that's turned themselves into a dude, and every one of you men that turned yourselves in, I can't do it. Y'all done were fucked by your parents or something, you dummies. Now, this shit's got to stop. Now, see where the sailor's coming out. I got to get through this clip. And this is adult only. So, we have a triangle. I don't know. Is the triangle here? Something's wrong up here soon. Like, enough to be like, holy Christ, help us. So, that's really what this whole video is about, is that, guess what? You didn't get out of the major cities. I'm only an hour from a major city, and I'm too close to Toledo. It doesn't make me any happier. I mean, talk about a hypocrite. I wasn't allowed to get out, okay? So if you weren't allowed to get out over here, I don't believe that. I think that if whatever's going on there, whoever got stuck, you needed to do or say or figure out the situation better. And stop going along with this scary stuff. Because otherwise it just means you're in the occult and you're covering up all the human trafficking. And it involves in too many minors and children and illegitimate children that nobody's ever even heard of. So we have one more major mushrooming effect going on. I guess I'm wrong about the bombs. But then there's the central location. This always throws me. Or this map is so off, mile-wise. I always see Colorado in the middle of the country in my mind. I don't know if that's a spiritual thing, but Denver has serious issues, and there's several locations in Colorado where is the main hub of the occult. It's like the capital. And they ain't gonna move it. I don't know what it's. This has all been done forever ago in time, possibly. And there's the power in these areas. I assume it's generational occult powers, networked somehow. So God let this go down with Callie because, well, I mean, how much more time do you want Jesus to give? No, really. How much more time? We've already messed with this, with nature too much. How much more time do you want Jesus to give to you? I mean, I don't know where you are. I'm just saying this in general. It's not over. This has been... Look, we're not even out of this, the Maui, we're into here, and it's not going to stop, okay? This pace, it's actually going to increase. And so, while time is increasing, that's why Jesus and even other spiritual sources have always said, it's best to really get a grounded, decent spiritual stance, because in times of struggle, and you have nothing else, you have your internal relationship with Creator God, and you've developed a relationship spiritually to sustain through any number of things. Mental prowess and physical stamina are extremely important. But when push comes to shove, you never know when you're going to get your leg cut off or some other horrible event out in whatever you may be stuck in. And you may even survive it. So It's not going to stop, guys. So stop listening to all this crap. Now, if you think that, I don't think that's funny that Mexico's president said maybe call America Mexico, what was it, Mexican America or Mexico America? I mean, this isn't a joke. This isn't a joke. So God's just going to keep letting it blow up. And I've said this before, but there was a lot of time in between the last several incidences because people that were not with God, who were, some of them were even Muslim, have gotten over to Jesus. And some Buddhists, some main Buddhists. Lord, I don't even know what we're doing right now. What are we doing? Yeah, get ready for something in Illinois. Sorry if you're in the city. I mean, this is horrible. I don't want to give these reports. It's past the point of no return. Most of us aren't going to get out of where we are. So if you're not enriching your spiritual relationship, you're fucked. Okay? Anything that we needed to prepare for, yeah, keep preparing. And if you think you can truly get out of wherever a major populated area and get out a little more dispersed, yeah, that's your better bet. If you're, I mean, let's think, you're stacked up like ants and sardines in a can, what do you think is going to happen? It's just going to be like a ping pong match, but it's going to be more increased levels. So we're not done here with this going crazy. That's not done. But something up in here, not good, not good. We've had nothing but no good. You know what? We're going to consider to be a mockery of the entire universe. So keep it up. Keep up the perverted stuff. Keep up fucking with the kids. Just keep it up. We're the biggest mockery. I'm gonna paint it. Mockery of the entire universe. Nashville, major transport. Disbursement of victims. You might as well say any of your major airports, but obviously they have to make ground. They have to make ground, you know what I mean? But now because this was all loosened up and that's where a lot of the transports and stuff going all around, then they just fly them around. There's no restrictions anymore. It used to have to be a little more down low, but for some reason after the shutdown, they actually loosened up the ability to transport more in open sight. So I don't know if this is done. This is done for now. There's something big powwow over here. Not a good powwow, like serious casualties and horrible loss of life. Here, we're not even close to done. You'll be lucky if God doesn't rip up the wind another to a 200-degree situation. You get all the way down into Tijuana. And he lets it. We can call it geoengineered, but he's letting it. Do you understand? God is letting this happen. He can stop it. He can stop it right now. He ain't going to stop it. Okay? I don't know. I got the triangle. It ain't even a perfect one. Florida? Maybe he's just going to finally let it be taken fully over. I don't know. I hope this is my intellect in the way. It's too dry. How many towers they got in LA? Are they every 2 feet away? All over the place? Okay, so that's microwave energy. Are you a person that can make sparks easily? I don't know if it means I have metal in my body or I accumulate, but I tend to be a person, even using dryer sheets, I can, if the atmosphere is too dry, I will accidentally shock you. Me and Poe accidentally, he was in the one chair